We've done a lot of different types of reviews. We did 6 reviews in 30 minutes. We've done a whole show worth of reviews. But one thing that we've never really been good at is doing a review and then allowing the users to call in and talk about it.
We always wanted people to
We
call
always
in,
did,
but we always run out of time.
You're right. We'd jabber jaw about it for fucking 40 minutes, and next thing you know, it would be like, oh, we can't take any callers because we have 30 seconds left. And the camera would be like this, and that means wrap the show up, and if you don't, you're going to get kicked in the nuts. So Call of Duty 4, this is what we're going to do, guys. We're going to give our scores first, and then we're just opening the phone lines, okay? But the only rule is this. If you're calling, you better fucking be calling about Call of Duty 4 because that will be the review.
Did we ever decide what we're going to do with that?
What I believe we need to do
There's got to be a little spoiler warning because I have to talk about an experience.
Okay, so guys, there could be some spoilers here.
It's a review of the game.
It is a review of the game.
We're going to talk about the whole game.
But if you feel like you're going to give a spoiler, at least warn people first, okay? So that they can mute, stick a mute stream. Again, I don't want this to be a spoiler fest, but at the same time, I really want to get user interaction. I think that a lot of people have been enjoying this game. So let's just get our scores out of the way and get people on the horn. We got 40 minutes to talk about nothing but Call of Duty 4. So I will go ahead and start with my slate if you want to. There it is. Real simple, guys. I've given one other game perfect 10s, and that game was God of War. And I really feel like this game, to me, was absolutely the breath of fresh air for gaming that I needed. Yeah, I loved BioShock. Yeah, I had an enjoyable experience with Halo 3. But from single player to multiplayer to the ranking to the new modes that they give you, I felt like I really bought a perfect product in Call of Duty 4. Now, do all the hosts agree? Well, that's what we're going to find out here in just a second. Suma, do you want to give your scores?
Yeah, sure. I gave it all 10s as well. You guys know from my reviews, I'm not, I may give games high scores, but going 100% route, I try to avoid at all costs, but really, like I was telling the guys at lunch today, if I were to make a game or ask what a game should have, Call of Duty 4 fills every single requirement for that. So to me, it's the perfect game for what you can get right now on the consoles at this moment. It is the game that all games should be striving to be.
All right, Force, how about you?
In other words, it set the new mark for how first-person shooters should be done on consoles. Like Halo 2 sort of set the mark for multiplayer when it came out.
Force?
Thanks for putting me in an awkward spot since I'm like the only guy here that didn't give all 10s.
Well, I can't wait to hear why, and I'm sure the listeners are in the same boat. So what do you got for us?
Well, if you want to pop up, I gave graphics a 9, sound a 9, gameplay an 8, fun factor a 10. My overall score is actually a 90%, not an 85%.
90. Bad math.
I love the game. The only reason I docked a graphics a point is because we're in the world of destructible environments, and it didn't do it for me. I really think graphics can be pushed up a next level in the next one. And gameplay, I wasn't as on as jock as you guys were because I really feel that this is Call of Duty 2 with a super shiny polish to it.
I think by the end of the show, you're going to have changed your mind, bro.
Not at all. Not even close. And I love Call of Duty 2.
I'm excited for you guys to help me change my mind. It did not change the fact that the fun factor is a 10 out of 10.
Right.
I'm having a freaking blast with it, but I don't necessarily feel they push the gameplay forward.
Okay. I'll tell you what. We'll leave it at that. I want Rance to give his scores because he played through it, and I was very happy that that he did.
He actually finished the game.
Yeah. 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 Rance?
Hello? Oh, is that my key?
Yes, Rance.
There they are. I would have given 10s in graphics and sound, but it really seemed to me like the game was possibly in development for a while because it really isn't as shiny as a lot of stuff that has just come out that, like, say, Ratchet and Clank or, whatever else.
It's been in development since Call of Duty 2 came out.
Well, there you go. It seems like it's not as shiny. The leaves on the trees don't necessarily move around, and no, you're not blowing up buildings when you hit them with, bombs and stuff. And so I completely agree. Graphics and sound just seems like it was just a little bit of a dated engine. But I do have to say that gameplay for me, there's nothing I avoid more than that generic World War II shooter, man. And that's exactly what Call of Duty was to me until I saw this game. And I decided to come after this game, the new modern thing, and hey, it might be cool, good multiplayer. I saw some esports events in Call of Duty, and it's been good. So I went for it here with this one, and I couldn't have been happier with the results. I mean, everything is so modern, and it's all great, and the graphics and the presentation of all these aspects of modern warfare to me are really good. So, I mean, for me, gameplay and fun factor really just peaked out right there. I'm definitely going to return to this game and play it through single player again. I already fired it up this morning to play that the far away level in the black and white some more. You know?
Yeah, A130.
Yeah, baby.
That level to me, I could play that over and over. And when I show somebody the game, that's what I'm gonna have to.
Right.
You know, is that part of it? And that's what gives you the real. So I mean, yeah.
And let's go ahead with that. Open up the phone lines,
and
guys.
That's a perfect example of pushing gameplay forward.
And let me hold that thought for 1 second, Sumo. Whether you want to call to say Wheat and Sumi are fucking crazy for giving this game 100%. If you want to call and say, you know, Force is crazy for saying the gameplay isn't excelled in this game, or maybe you have your, you know, maybe you have your own thoughts and opinions.
Maybe you thought it sucked.
Single player or multiplayer. We're taking your phone calls now. And we're going to chat about a lot of different things in between. So we got our first caller on the horn. Caller, what did you think of Call of Duty 4?
Turn on your speaker, jobber.
We got an obvious jobber.
Dump.
Peace. So while we're getting our next caller, guys, I'm going to throw out a few things that I really liked about the single player. As you mentioned, Suma, in terms of like making gameplay, you know, more, I guess,
immersive. Like this is probably the most immersive.
The A130 levels, which are basically the planes that go over top and do everything through cameras. This level to me was awesome. Now, I felt like this was a great example of how gameplay was really taken to the next level. Do I wish that they would have added another one of these levels? Yes, and that probably was the major thing. But I really feel...
Wait, say your level again. What level are we talking about?
It's called the A130. It's the one where you're in the airplane and you've got the guys in your ears telling you where the insurgents are.
The CNN level.
Yeah, the CNN level.
And basically, and what's funny is the developers weren't sure about that level. They weren't sure they were going to put it in, and then it ended up being everyone's favorite pretty much. Yep.
We got another caller on the horn. Caller, what's up?
Nothing much, guys. What's going on with you?
Yo, not much.
Word.
Yeah, well, I don't have Call of Duty 4. I did go to Blockbuster to try to rent it, but I got Kane and Lynch and Medal of Honor Airborne instead.
Well, I would be surprised if you could get your hands on Call of Duty 4 at a rental store right now. To be totally honest, I've seen it sold out in a lot of retail stores. You know, so I'm not surprised. Although I am curious to hear I know that I said Call of Duty 4, but just a quick 10-word answer. How's Kane and Lynch?
I have not put it in.
All right.
So
that works for me.
Thank you for calling.
Dude, I mean.
No, wait. I have a question now.
Okay.
I'm not just spamming. All right. Now, my friends do have it. They're in love with it, but the thing I've heard consistently from them is all the multiplayer levels kind of lack except for the beta ones. As in, the favorite levels are still the beta.
I think because people are familiar with those
that's
levels.
absolutely
it's all just
right.
about familiarity. You're so familiar with it, of course you're going to love it.
Even you said that last night. Every time that a beta level loads, I feel like I have this extra level of comfort. And that's just something that's going to come with...
I still hate Overgrown.
Yeah.
I think the level designs are
I hate Overgrown too.
I actually love the level designs and the way they set up specific choke points, like the way they're just designed to, just like the single player is all action, the way the levels are designed multiplayer basically for all action, depending on the game type you're doing.
Right. So I personally disagree with that. I think that, you know, I'm with Force. I don't like Overgrown, but at the same time, it seems like a necessary map and environment for the game.
But it mixes it up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, it's giving you a little bit of versatility in terms of levels. So thanks, caller, for calling in.